As women, we definitely have more choices.
What would happen if we did more arranged marriage? You give me your daughter, I'll give you 2 cows and an ox.
I do have a business to run.
Yeah, for sure. By sunset, you go to the beach, you see a buffet.
100.
Boss babe.
Yeah.
Modern dating, it has its advantages, but it's also... Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Khun podcast. This is episode 1, and I'm your host, KhunShawn. And on this podcast, we talk about relationships, and not just dating, but how dating has changed within our species, specifically within our species. So 1,200 years ago, whenever you were dating, it was mostly in the village. You had a couple hundred people, and usually when you dated somebody, you had already known them for some time before you got together. And of course, nowadays with modern dating, we have swiping on Tinder, Bumble, whatever. And everything is changing within dating culture because of technology. So this is the conversations that we're going to have that are being brought to the public. Please introduce yourself, my amazing co-host.
Hi, I'm Meddha. I'm from India. And like you said, the traditional and the modern dating, which is an interesting topic. That's what we'll be discussing here today. And I feel like I've experienced a bit of both, not from the 1800s. I'm not that old, guys. Being from India, I've had the opportunity to experience the arranged marriage, dating experience, or however you want to put it. Like, not married, but yeah, I went through the process. Because of all my travel experience, I've had the opportunity to experience the modern dating. So yeah, I'm excited to share my perspective, but I'd love to know your story as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm ready to share it. It's what is exciting. Like, this is episode 1, right? So I gotta, let everybody, shout out to the Walkabout Studio here in Da Nang, Vietnam for letting us use this amazing equipment. Thank you guys so much. And this is exciting, right? We have someone who has participated in arranged marriage. Like, in the West, we don't really got that, right? We don't really got that. That's very, very traditional. And, I've even thought about the idea, like, well, what would happen if we did more arranged marriage? Of course, immediately a lot of people will say no, because it's like, you don't get the choice. And, choice does absolutely matter whenever you're dating, right? You would want to be with somebody that you choose to be with. Then we have to also look at the success rate. What is the success rate of arranged versus dating versus, the whole modern game, and how everything is being thrown off, right? So, like, if you look at modern dating, there's a whole meta game within dating. And for those who don't know, metagaming comes from the video game community, and it's the game within the game. So you're already participating in a game when you do modern dating. But what is it that makes you stand apart from the rest of the players within the game? Your profile. What makes your profile different from every other profile that everybody is swiping on? Obviously, it's going to be your profile picture. The first picture all the way to the last one. Does it tell a story of who you are? Does it show you with other people? Because that's social status. Where are you in the group photo? Because if you're in the middle, you're the center. That shows that you're higher within the social hierarchy of that group. There's a lot that goes into it that many people don't pay attention to at all. But if you're going to participate in modern dating, there's absolutely another game within the game. And it's going to be different, of course, for men and for women. Right. So, Meddha, if you have any tips on the female perspective within modern dating, we absolutely would love to hear that as well.
I mean, like you said, the pictures and what you're putting in there, of course, all those things are important. But from a woman's perspective, I think the apps and everything do give us a little bit better opportunity.
To say the least.
Yeah. And just being nice, yeah. We do get the first choice. So, yeah, keeping that in mind, I think as women, we definitely have more choices. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but definitely...
There's more options.
Options, or at least the first pick, the choice of picking first, for sure. So, I think, but I think the apps don't really let men message first, if I'm not wrong here. At least some of them.
It's some of them, yeah.
Yeah, so that way I think I really like a guy. I mean, I definitely have the chance to have a conversation with him. But if a guy really likes me, I don't know how that works. I don't think I may or may not pick him. I mean, it definitely works the other way around.
It's like, for women, it's like kind of home court advantage. But of course, there's also levels on the court, right? Not everybody is, LeBron James or Kobe Bryant on the team. There's some people that are on the apps
Yeah.
and they're, some of them struggling, men and women. But,
100%.
fun fact, I'll share this with you guys. Back, let's say 10 years ago, right, when modern like swiping apps, back there was this app called Hot or Not. Shout out to you if you know what that is. Hit the like button too. Hot or Not was basically like Tinder. Like if you're hot, of course you're hot, you get your match. Blase, blase. But what made it interesting, right? Like first jumping into like modern dating, you don't really think about it. You just like upload the photos and stuff like that. But as modern dating has been around for quite some time, you really get to understand that, there's a game on both sides. Some women, you get a whole bunch of matches, right? But then you got to pick the quality out of all of those matches.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more above and beyond the pictures and what's written and what are your interests and stuff like that. I mean, it could be a perfect match, but what when you meet in person, it doesn't really work. Or when you have a conversation, like that's not what you're looking for. So if I bring in the traditional dating, the arranged marriage and the traditional dating, it's quite similar, to be fair. Like,
Oh,
yeah, you send like these bio datas, which are basically with the photos or what they do and stuff like that. So
really?
yeah, it's quite similar, to be fair. It's not anything different. Or, you do definitely have the same kind of opportunities. You go meet the person, you have a conversation with them, see how you feel about them, try and understand them better. It's not like you need to say yes the very next day. You can take your time.
So like you're sharing perspective because, I'll say I don't know much about arranged marriage. This is my perspective.
Yeah.
You have usually a wealthy family. If we don't even want to talk about wealth, we could say family A, and then family A has their daughter, and then all these other families are trying to have their sons get with this woman. But it's also like status, and it's also
100%.
what do you have? Like I remember, well, like I was there, but I know through history it would be like you give me your daughter, I'll give you 2 cows and an ox, right?
Okay.
So this type of bartering and also status on top of it used to play a big role. But like you're saying now, with even arranged marriage, there's an actual sit down and do you actually like this person? Can you go more like detail with that?
Yeah, for sure. So yes, you do have, as I said, you get that bio data. It's basically like a bio data. Everything's written, but it also gives you a little bit about their family background, the parents, what they do, where do they stay. So you have a little bit more information as compared to the apps, if I have to just do a very comparison sort of a thing here. But also, you do have the opportunity to talk to the person, and then it's up to you if you want to do it over like text messages or you want to go straight meet the person. It's up to you. And like you have an app, you take an app, whereas there is a person, like an actual human who's involved, and they are the ones who are trying to make the match. So the matchmakers, I'm sure a lot of you might be aware of this. There is an entire show on Netflix about this. So
Is it the Tinder swindler?
No, I think a lot of people would know about it. If not, then just go check it out on Netflix. You'll know the entire process. So she's actually a matchmaker. That's her job. She matches people from across the globe, but just Indians. So she's working with the Indian community.
Oh, so she's providing a service.
Yeah, they all do.
So she's finding like actual matches versus just like in the area type of match?
So what I've seen on the show, and that is literally how it is done, is they meet you in person, they have a one-on-one conversation. What is it that you're looking for? You can have an entire checklist ready, like, I want this, like any and everything, right? You just lay it out there. And then, of course, they've had the conversation, the guy as well, and then they try to see, like, where is the match really happening? Like, okay, these tick boxes, and then even in this show, she's like, you don't get 100%. So you gotta compromise, but you don't. I don't believe in it, but
Okay.
if you do, that's okay too. I mean,
Okay.
each to their own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meddha not compromising.
But yeah, so then they try and go back, look through their database or whatever, whatever their process is. come back to you with potential options for you. So, you get 4 or 5 options, you go through it, you can say yes or no to anybody you like. And there also we do have that little women advantage where we get to see the profiles first. It's only when we say yes that the profile goes to the... Yeah, then you meet in person and then see how it goes, how it feels. And yeah, you can take as long or as little as you like to decide if you feel yes and sure. I mean, definitely these matchmakers, they do ask for a feedback.
Okay.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, how did you feel? What are you feeling? Do you want to meet again? And, it's quite an open process as well now. But of course, the families are involved as well.
Yes. And like when we talk about families, there's obviously going to be some pressure on commitment or making it go through yes or no.
Yes, I think that's where it gets tricky. I wouldn't call it pressure, but definitely it gets tricky because now your family. So I think when you go through the apps, it's more like your own expectations is all that you have to manage. But here you have to manage your expectations as well as the family's expectations. That's a little bit of pressure is just what I feel personally. But everyone feels different about it. But despite all of that, a couple of my friends, they've had experiences which haven't been the greatest. I mean, you still go through the ghosting. Every red flag cannot happen there as well.
For sure.
So it's similar, but like I said, with the families and everybody involved in it.
It's interesting, right? Because, it doesn't sound too dissimilar to modern dating when you put it like all out there. Like if you look at it like statistically, or if you look at it at the perspective of like you're going to be making something serious happen here. But we also have to put in account not everybody's looking for serious on the dating apps. It's interesting because like if we go back to modern dating, there's so much more choice, right? There's so much more choice. And it's not like there's not choice in like real life. Like we're in Da Nang, Vietnam. By sunset, you go to the beach, you see a buffet.
100.
You see a buffet for everything, men, women, doesn't matter,
Yeah.
So, there's that, but it's just so much easier. And I think that's why so many people use dating apps because like the barrier to entry, got to worry about like outright rejection if you do like cold approach. Her husband that she found on Tinder and they have 2 kids. So, it's not like dating apps don't work, right? They absolutely do work. At the end of the day, it's like, what do you want?
Absolutely.
But on top of that, it's like, there's the meta game with inside of it. It's like, even if you want something, it's like, you gotta work for it, man. And as a guy, I will ask you this as well. For the guy, it is pay to win. Fellas, if you're not paying, it is skewed against you. Like algorithmically, it is skewed against you. So it's not just like headcanon. Like, no, like you're going to be hidden from potential matches that might be interested because you don't pay. But I would love to hear from the perspective. Have you ever paid for a dating app? Because I absolutely have. It's pay to win on our side. But have you ever had to do that, like when you're matching?
Not really. As like I said, the advantage and
Of course not.
yeah, I mean, even if I pay, like to be fair, I don't think there are like too many anything special or extra. Like I think from what I know, because I've never really paid, but from whatever I've seen or I've gone through the offers or whatever they keep the pop-ups. Apparently, I think that all that I can see extra is people who have liked me.
Which makes it easier. But also, like, you probably have
Do
50.
I really need that?
You're right. It's interesting because coming from somebody that's looked for a long-term relationship within dating apps, the paying, it does help segregate people that are only looking for fun. It's fine, link in the description, drop the bag, and we'll talk about your product if it's good. Basically, you can filter out. You can put only looking for long term, or only looking for fun, or how tall are they, or what are their preferences? What is it that they actually enjoy doing? And for some of them, you can even put yourself in a whole new region without having to go buy that plane ticket. So you can scout ahead of time. Like if I go there, okay, there's some stuff lined up, right? So, modern dating, it has its advantages, but it's also like, it's very it's tough. I think it's very tough from like looking for a successful relationship or a successful marriage. And I'll give this story just to explain what successful is, because, you know, success is different for everybody. But the literal, like, only successful marriage that I've gotten like the firsthand experience of seeing, a friend of mine, he's a 50 plus year old gentleman. Him and his wife got together around 20 years old. They had a couple kids. The kids grew up. They went to college. Eventually, they moved out. And the lady and gentleman, they decided, well, we've done everything. The kids have moved out. We've been together for so long. We know absolutely everything about each other. Maybe it's time we go our separate ways. And he agreed. He was like, yeah. So then he went to go travel. And like now he's traveling the world at 50 plus years old. And his ex-wife has her own garden somewhere, and she's like living her best life. Like, in my perspective, I think that's success, right? You got together, you got married, you had kids, the kids grew up. You guys didn't hate each other when you ended it. You just naturally ended it. And now you're free again. You're literally free to go. If you want to go pursue another relationship, you can. But it seems like they're just enjoying life until, you know, it's all over at the end of the day. When I think about, like, how do you get to that? Because in my perspective, that's like the absolute pinnacle of success. Like, unless you want to just like stay together until you guys both pass away, which is fine. You know, that's also success, right? You guys passed away together. How do you find that within like online dating when the pool of online dating has so much, for lack of a better word, fuckery? There's a lot of fuckery within the dating, online dating pool, which makes it very tough for those. Like, even if you are looking for something, like say, Meddha, you're looking for something serious on a dating app, so much choice.
And also a lot of lies. Like you said, even if you're putting a filter in, I think a lot of people are just saying, looking for something long term. Maybe it was just a long night that they were looking for, to be fair. The number of people are like, oh, you said you're looking for something. Not really.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you actually tried to read through the profile. Some of them say casual,
Sure.
along with the long term.
So they're looking for long term, but maybe not long term with that person. But that's also like it's like a facade.
Exactly.
Because it's like some people think like they'll, you know, if this person doesn't work, they're like one swipe away from having that perfect person. And it's like, it's checkbox mentality.
Another way to not say I'm looking for something casual and just, like you said, a facade. Like, hey, dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get the world for you. Just for one night.
Oh man, we're cooked, man. Shout out to the new gen. We're cooked, man. We gotta fix this. Like, and that's why we're having the conversation, right? We're not sitting here to say like we have the answers. We're gonna fix it. Like, it's just like bringing awareness to like so many different situations. So actually, can we spin off and actually talk about how your arranged marriage, how did that process work? And like, go ahead and take over. I don't want to spoil anything for everyone.
No, I mean, I think like how I explained, that's just what the process was. Definitely met a couple of people. I did not actively participate. Like, when I'm saying that, I didn't go out on too many dates either, to be very honest. One was limited time because I do have a business to run.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Boss babe.
yeah. And that's how I actually got into the arranged marriage thing. Because one day my parents are like, okay, what are you thinking relationship-wise? How's your personal life looking? And I was like, a little, not too great.
Sure.
And then they were like, okay, what do you plan to do? Like, you know, how do you intend finding someone? And to be very honest, I don't really use the apps back home. I never wanted to. And organically, like I said, because of my business, I never really had the time to go out and socialize and meet a lot of people. So arranged marriage kind of seemed my only viable option at that time. So I was like, okay, sure, let's try this, right? And my parents went through the same process. And I mean, they've had a pretty successful marriage so far. They've been together, and yeah, it's been decent. And like basically all of my family, everyone's just had arranged marriages. So it did seem like the right option for me and the right choice. I was like, okay, sure, let's do this. You know, why not? And that's how I actually got into this process. And I did go out with a couple of guys, but like I said, managing expectations, and
For sure.
And how you said, like, finding that ideal partner or a long-term relationship, I think it's just finding a person who you can grow with, like, because of what your story was, just they evolved, you grew out of each other, you grew out of a relationship, and you just need to find somebody who you can grow with. So that's the goal here. And I mean, they were nice men as well. I'm not saying that they weren't nice or anything there, but definitely their mindset was very different to mine. I do like to travel, and one of the guys is like, "Do you think you'll keep doing this? You'll keep traveling, you know? If you're traveling, then it has to be together." So not too many words, but he was like, "Oh, what is the solo traveling for him? It's weird." And he's like, "Oh, would you still keep doing this after marriage?" And quite literally quoting him, "I will not allow it." I was like, "Excuse me?" Sorry? Allow it.
Yeah, it's again, like, arranged marriage. It's, in your perspective, would you say it's more skewed for the guy versus the woman?
I think it's more of an Indian setup thing than a arranged marriage thing.
Okay.
Also, I think it depends from person to person. Like, I'm sure that a couple of my friends, they found the most perfect guy through the arranged marriage setup as well. So I don't think the process is the problem. It's just finding that person, like, same as the apps, like you said, the game, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So somewhere that's where it's like a bit of a hit and a miss. I think there's no perfect answer to your question.
That's fine. Like, we're talking about relationships.
Yeah.
Look, I personally believe that, of course, we're in a very spiritual type of environment. So some people believe, like, in twin flame and, like, the perfect partner. And it's like that partner exists within this lifetime, and you will find them as long as you skew your perspective, or you skew your reality.
Yeah.
And it's kind of difficult to say that, that's not a thing, because it absolutely does work for some people, but, it's not the norm, I would say. So, like, that's why people are using the apps, because they're just trying to find somebody, or they're trying to find, of course, a quick thing to be with for the night, right? Yeah. All depends. And it's very interesting, because I think as long as we can all be honest about what we're looking for, we can find it. What do you think?
I mean, being honest, like, I think I've gone from somebody who had an entire checklist to somebody being, I'm just going to let the universe decide for me.
Yeah. Universe provides, as they say.
100%. And I think it knows the best.
Hey, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and take a quick break. Thank you guys for enjoying this section of the podcast, and we'll continue shortly.